We're rolling. Hi guys, Tim Johnston here, Johnston Marketing. Very pleased to announce our first podcast. I have none other than the man himself, Steve Lawrence from Please Sir Broadstairs. How you doing, Steve? You all good?
I'm always good, always.
I know, mate. I know. Obviously, we've been following the live videos. Every day seems like an exciting day, mate, from what we see online.
It's don't get me wrong. It's a picture or a live video tell a thousand lies half the time. It's very stressful, but
yeah,
we're doing very well, and it's good. I can't complain. You know what I mean? But it is, what I mean by that is it's not as easy as it looks. It's graft, you know.
Yeah, I bet, mate. Obviously, I've had the pleasure, mate, of kind of seeing you from day one, really. Obviously, I remember when you first set the shop up, and we had a chat sort of at the very beginning. I came in and see you, and I know how much effort you put into getting that shop looking as good as it looks. Which it looks incredible, mate. Which I know you know that, but from like the outside perspective. It's aesthetically awesome, mate, like really cool. And I know that wasn't sort of a you got the shop and then just open up the next day. I know you put a lot of effort into that whole process.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Tim, I've always been an idealist, so I've always had so many different ideas. Every day, even now, I've got another idea every 5 minutes to think, right, this will work, this will work, this will work. Please Sir was actually just the first idea I ever wrote down, and it spiraled, and it just went from one thing to the other. I never had a vision, people say, oh, it's your vision, I never had an end game, and that's what I believe why it's worked so well, because there is no end, it's another idea, another go, even when I put the green paint on the wall and I thought, okay, well, scaffold boards work there, I'll put pallets on the ceiling there. It was just idea after idea after idea. And I'm very fortunate that it's come together and it looks great, It's a fantastic place to be because of that, really.
Definitely, mate. Well, I think, to give yourself some credit as well, mate, I mean, it's not just the ideas that have brought you to where you are today. Obviously, I know how much effort you put into every single day. So you don't have a day off. Like, I don't think, you and I, obviously, we've known each other for a long time. And you've always been somebody that's switched on 99% of the time. And you've managed to channel that into this business. And that's why it's going so well, mate. So I think it's not just, luck is something that doesn't really happen in my eyes. I think, you've got to put the work in.
It's funny how lucky you get when you work harder. Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, definitely.
But the thing with me, it's the representation of myself, the shop. So I'm a very proud person. I don't like to lose face, and it's a case of I couldn't see it go bad because it's not Please Sir across the door. It's Steve Lawrence, and that's why I have to have it as good as what it can be.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And I was going to get onto this at some point. Actually, that's a good segue in, because obviously I know a lot about your Google business and your reviews. And mate, it's astounding. It's astounding. I don't think there's another business let alone Thanet, I would probably say the UK, if not further afield, that has such a hit ratio of 5-star reviews. It's 99.99999999999%. It's unheard of, mate. And you say it for a good reason. You are home to the Kent's best smash burger. Now, I've been lucky enough to eat a lot of them. Thank you very much. And they are incredible. So again, mate, going back to this from a business perspective, of course, you started up with the brand. The idea, the name, especially that you're in Broadstairs, Please Sir, works perfectly with the Charles Dickens connection. The style, the effort, but obviously, ultimately, it's the food, right? So to be that consistent with what you do takes a lot of graft, you know. So, I mean, what is it for you? How does every order go so well? Like, what's the process behind that?
So it was a great question, and there's so many different factors. First of all, yeah, I mean, I can't take all the credit here because it's very difficult. It's a very difficult question. I haven't been in this industry for 15, 20 years. So first of all, to get the comments, the reviews, the recommendations that I get, well, I'm my own worst critic. So it's actually quite like, wow, I mean, how have I done this? And the reason how I have done that is quite simple. I'll start with the best ingredients. So don't cut corners. I won't, you know, my suppliers, Mark Hogman, he goes above and beyond for me. A local bakery, Krusty's, again, you know, all I do is add a little bit of education and obviously a lot of passion, and it kind of works. But the big one for me is I don't cut corners. I won't subsidise. If I can't get you know, the ingredients, then I'll just take it off the menu for that day, and I'll just say no, you can't have that because I won't go and get a cheaper alternative.
Yeah, great. And it shows, mate, and I know you call it the one bite revelation, and it really is, mate. I mean, and it's funny because you say it, but people I know who don't have social media or don't follow you in that regards, I'll recommend them and I'll say, go and try, please, sir. And they'll literally say, they were like, after the first bite, I was hooked.
Yeah, I know, it's great.
So, and the thing is I guess in your industry, obviously, I've never worked really in the restaurant business or the food business. So for something like what I do, for example, it's very different. It's a process. You could be working with somebody for a period of 6 months, a year. You could be working on a web design for 2 months or whatever it might be. So it's a lot of back and forth. Whereas with what you do, it's that initial taste test, which is everything. Without that, you know, that kind of makes up what you do. So to get that right every time is a massive achievement, mate. So what you seem to have is the perfect nucleus with your business. You seem to have the perfect branding. You've got the perfect work ethic. You've got the perfect product. And you're very much the face of the business. You know, I know a lot of people come to you because of live videos or because of your interaction with the customers. I remember us chatting before about how you've made loads of friends in this game already because your customers will ring you. They'll ring you up outside of buying food. They'll be like, "How are you, Steve? How's the family?" And you've got a connection with people, which may seem easy to you, but it's a really, really important aspect of marketing your business without knowing it.
No, I mean, I do know it. And it's, you know, even from the offset, I've always said that a great product is only one part of a successful business. You know, I'm not trying. I don't do what I do because I love cooking. I do it because I love your reaction, and I'm trying to build a community of people. And you know, if Tim, you've had a barley with Nat, you go right. So this, I'm going to go see Steve and grab a burger, and it just kind of builds a better feel to it, a better feel to the business. People walk in there and they can feel that energy, and they walk away and go, do you know what? I love that place. It's great food. It's great atmosphere and great people, and it just kind of works.
Awesome. I better say for the record though, Nat, I haven't been to see Steve when we've had an argument. Okay, so I've got to get that disclaimer out now, Steve, before I get chucked out, mate. But yeah, no, it's brilliant, and I've really felt that when I've been down there. Obviously, you know, COVID permitting, when I can come into the shop. Obviously, we had that period when you first opened. I'd come in and have a coffee and stuff, and we'd literally chat for like an hour and a half. And what's good, mate, is you're able to navigate putting orders together, chatting to your customers. So you're kind of giving the whole package. How do you maintain that? How do you, I mean, is it a case that you basically every day you wake up, you go into the shop, you leave everything at the door? So say, I mean, we all have rubbish days, right? We wake up and go, oh, I don't really feel it today. But you have a consistency where you must just think, do you know what? I'm going to leave whatever that is at the door. I'm going to go in and I'm going to be that consistent Steve that people see every day.
It's a great question. It's a really good question, actually. And I have the answer for that. When I'm in that shop, there is no, it's me. I am the business.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we do have things that happen like in the outside world, but it's my happy place.
Yeah, that's great. No, it's great, mate. And I think that's probably the answer to all of those questions and things that we've just spoken about how it culminates so well, is that you love what you do. Yeah. And obviously the purpose of this business podcast is to speak to people like yourself, people that, you know, you always say to me, look, Tim, I've only been going since, what is it, September last year, August?
September the 5th, yeah. September the 5th.
Yeah, so where you've come from and to in that time is crazy. And it boils down to what you've just said, really, really simple, but like crucial element is that you love what you do, you know. And for anyone who's sort of aspiring to get into business or to own their own company, I think what a lot of people do is they you know, they'll get into a business that they think will make them money, or they get into a business that they think they'll get rich quick, or they think they'll do something for that, as opposed to actually thinking, do you know what, I want to go to bed on a Sunday, wake up on Monday and think, I can't wait to do this job. And I think that's something that isn't really promoted in today's society. I think everyone lives by this rule of, how can I make money? How can I quit my 9 to 5 and have it all? Where in reality, don't get me wrong, mate, I mean, you're smashing it. You know, I know your numbers are great, but it's the passion and the love for the business that is your first and foremost, you know. And that's
it's not about the money for me, Tim. I know that sounds crazy, and there'll be people watching this thinking, yeah, all right, mate, whatever. But it really isn't. I've been in sales a long time. Well, predominantly all my life, other than my stint in the Navy. And there's a saying I used to say to the lads beneath me, not beneath me, that's the wrong word to use, sorry, the lads that were in my team. If you concentrate on the job, the money will come. And what that means is the money is great, but if you focus on the money, that's all you're ever going to be focused on. And you've got all this other stuff going on around you. And basically it becomes a challenge to get the money because you're always chasing. I don't chase. I go to work, I have a great time, and that's it. It's naturally building itself, and I'm just enjoying the ride, really. It's going well.
Well, and again, mate, another great point there. I think we also live in a world now where people are always thinking about a year's time, you know. But what you've just said there is perfect. I'm enjoying the ride. You're living in the moment with what you do now. Yeah. And I had a similar sort of epiphany, you could call it, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, where I kept thinking, oh, you know, I want my business to be here. I want to be doing this. I want, you know, these people to work for me, and I want to have an office there. And then once I've got that office, I want this, I want that. And I actually sat back and thought, I love what I'm doing now. Like, I love the fact that, you know, and it sounds mad, but I love what I do as well. So I'm speaking to people on a Sunday night about business and about, you know, different bits and bobs. And I love it. Like, I can't put it down. You know, it's like, it can consume you. And I think, you know, I guess what it comes down to is if you love what you do, everything else just follows. It's not even, it doesn't even feel like a process. It just feels exciting. You know, it's like, and anything you don't know about business. So like, you know, for example, my accountant laughs at me because I ask him 1,000,001 questions. I have no idea how any of that process works, and I don't pretend to. But what you find, and I think this is again the other big thing, is there's a fear attached to setting up your own business or doing your own thing. And I think once you make the leap, and, you know, Steve, I know, you know, we worked together years ago, and I know we've both had all different jobs doing all different sorts of things. But I think that fear becomes excitement very quickly, doesn't it? And all of a sudden, any doubts you had kind of just disappear overnight. It's really strange, isn't it, how it works?
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, take it back to the fact that, you know, I have so many ideas, and again, this is the first idea I ever wrote down, but as soon as I did, everything just kind of fell into place. And yes, I mean, I obviously look to the future, and I have ideas for, not for where I want to be at all, because I think this road that I'm on, I don't know where it's going to take me. I don't know. I've got ideas. I could do this. I could do that. I could do that. But it's more for the here and now. What's coming into next? Sure. And I'm just building it block by block, rather than going, "This is what I want to do. I want to be an entrepreneur or a millionaire or whatever it might be." It's about now, and about, I get excited for what I've got coming tomorrow, or what I've got coming next week.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's great. And it's funny because so many business models pride themselves on strategy. So, you know, and of course it's important. You have to have a goal of where you want to be, and, you know, what you project and what's going to happen in the next couple of years. But it's actually a real lost art, I think, in this business, in any business, to actually enjoy what you're doing today. Because you know, I mean, the idea is that we all retire at some point and we look back on it and we enjoyed it. But sometimes you can just sort of not really pay attention to what you're doing today, and then all of a sudden 10 years go by, you know. So it's a great way to be, and I kind of live by a similar sort of model, which is funny because my job is heavily based on strategic planning over a 6-month, year period or whatever for a customer. But I'm exactly the same, mate. I wake up every day and I think, right, what's going to happen today? What are we going to do? So I think, like I say, going back to Please Sir, mate, what you've done over this last, 6 months, 7 months?
7 months,
is 7 months, and it's incredible, mate. And you probably don't really get a chance to sit back and think about, wow, look at this, because you're too busy doing what you're doing. But smashing it, mate. I mean, there's no other way to put it. You're smashing it. And I talk on behalf of every person in Thanet who's had the pleasure of eating one of your burgers. We're very grateful that you're here and open, mate. I can tell you that. So yeah, it's brilliant. And I think we speak about this a lot, about new wave business. There's a new era of business in Thanet that's all coming together, and we see it on social media. We see it, you know, we see sort of a little community building, and it's great. You know, for me personally, I mean, obviously we've been working together now for probably about 4 or 5 months, haven't we?
Yeah.
Mate, I love it. I get really hungry after I do some of your work, but it's great. Yeah, it's great. And like we always say, even though we've just spent the last half hour talking about living in the here and now, where are we going? LA? Is it LA we're going in a couple of years' time?
Right, that's the dream.
We'll get a nice convertible, mate, and have a drive down Sunset Boulevard.
we all have dreams.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. So what have you got coming up, mate? What's in the pipeline? That, I mean, I know you have lots of mysterious stuff that you bang on Facebook Live, which we love. But have you got anything that you can talk to us about on the podcast? You don't have to do it, mate. You don't have to do it.
No. It's you know, obviously the shop recently has been upgraded, and I mean, for me, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. I could have all the ideas in the world, yeah, but without that income, they're just ideas. So obviously, recently, because again, business. When I first got into business, Tim, and obviously for years, all my life, people say, you always hear it, businesses don't make any money until year 3. But being a salesman, I'm a salesman, so I'm like, well, yeah, I can make money. We'll just do that and that. We'll fucking put this together, and it all makes money. But it doesn't. Every single penny that I get goes back in. Every penny.
Yeah.
So recently we've had obviously the upgrades in the kitchen. We've got a second grill in now to be able to cope with the demands. But it's also the aesthetics. Is that the right words? How it looks. But with obviously the demand I'm a little shop in Broadstairs. I now need to. I've got a basement downstairs, so I've put a hatch in to be able to remove all of the prep to be able to put that downstairs. I mean, that's not exciting. That's just stuff that I've got to do. But I'm all about brand. I'm all about building the momentum, keeping it going, and take it back to your AA comment. I do. Not that I'm thinking it's 5 years' time or 10 years' time, but I do see that we have the ability, or we Rome wasn't built in a day, but I think that we built the Colosseum.
It certainly wasn't, my friend.
And maybe the Leaning Tower of Pisa as such might be in LA, and that comes from keeping that brand going. So I have got things in the pipeline, and they are coming very soon. And
excellent, mate.
I can't tell you what they are. Not yet.
It's all good. Well, I tell you what, mate. That's a good lead on to say, if anyone watching this podcast doesn't follow Steve at Please Sir, you need to follow him. Even if you just need your daily dose of motivation. And if you haven't tried his burgers, you need to go and try his burgers, because
one bite.
One bite is all it takes, and I can. That is certified by me. And I've eaten a lot of burgers. You can probably tell, but I do like a burger. But yeah, incredible, mate. And it's for us as well as the viewers of your lives. It's great because we don't know what's coming next, and I think that's something that you've perfected, is that you'll say, I've got something exciting coming at the end of the week. People are hooked on to watching that. They want to know what is coming. And I think where you've given that personal touch to your business, like I say, firstly, it's the food. The customers won't come back if the food's not right. The food is incredible. The branding's great. And the personal touch, I think, is what makes it makes Please Sir what it is, because customers by name. I mean, the amount of times that we've been on the phone having a chat about stuff, and you said, Tim, sorry, mate, I've got to call you back. I've got someone calling me. He's a customer. And I said I'd speak to him about, and it'll be nothing to do with Please Sir. It will be, you want to have a chat with him about something else. And it's the community feel that it has, I think, is great. And I'm just excited, mate. I really am in regards to what you've got coming up. Like it's a very exciting time. And like I say, to anyone watching this who hasn't been to Steve's Please Sir in Broadstairs yet, it's in the High Street. If you're watching this and you don't live in Broadstairs, get a train, get a car, get a plane, get a boat, go and see him, because it will definitely be worth the journey.
It's I mean, I do get people travelling, which is remarkable for me, because it's astounding. Going 6 months, I've got people watching all across the county, and London, Essex, Tunbridge Wells. They come down, they travel, and I was nominated for that Taste of Kent Award, which was great, and it's all because of the love people are sharing how how they feel. It's not just what it tastes like, it's how
Yeah.
they feel about the business.
Yeah. It's the experience, isn't it? I said it's the experience, the police experience. It's not just ringing up the phone and ordering the food. There's, you know, it's then the social posts. It's the buzz around doing it. And like I say, mate, it's deserved because of what you've put in, you know. But yeah, I think obviously in the next sort of couple of months, what I love at the moment is because you think how far you've got in 7 months. I think that even excites people even more, because say if you've been there for 10 years,
yeah,
you're at the place your business is now that usually takes people 10 years. So it's like such a quick pace. Everyone's like, what's happening next? Yeah, it's great. It's great, and it's like waiting for a next episode of your favourite program to start, mate. It's fantastic.
Well,
like, it really is.
Well, funnily you should say that, because obviously I do I've set up the police channel, police TV.
Yeah.
I've got some great content coming on that. Basically, I'll give you an insight of what I'm doing with this, because obviously at the moment it was an introduction. It was me cooking, you know, the smash burger and the mighty burger, but being basically, I had an idea the other day, and I was obviously the Kent Live. They put us in their article to be, you know, known as one of the best burgers in Kent. That. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, what an achievement as such. Because there's plenty of places out there. We've only just dipped our toes in the water as such. But from off the back of that, what I'm doing with the TV channel is I'm going to go to other independent hamburger restaurants, chains, well, not chains, but restaurants, and I'm gonna get them on board and promote them without meaning to sound you know, I'm all that, but I am good at marketing, and you can see that from how much of my growth on social media. So I'm gonna get those out, and by doing that, it will also entice viewers to come and watch me to find out where else there is to get a good burger in Kent.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And not only that, Steve, you've got the clout with your food as well. So you've got the backing. You can go into these places and say, look, I'm owner of Policer down in Broadstairs. You know, we have a fantastic review rating. We've got 5-star after 5-star after 5-star after 5-star. This is the sort of food we make. I love your burgers. I want to show people how you make your perfect burger.
Yeah.
And you know, I've always been like that. I always think with competition, I mean, it's not necessarily competition if they're in a different town anyway, but it's good to appreciate each other if people are doing a good job, you know. So, mate, I'll tune in. I'll definitely tune in. Yeah.
Comparison destroys personality, Tim, and I learned that very early into this journey. You know, I was always, yes, I've got ideas, but I was always on about people, thinking people were not copying me, but like I had people outside the shop, and I know someone. They went, oh, that's this new place, sir, and they were standing outside and they said to this chap, oh, I'm just looking at the competition. No, I don't believe I am. You know, it's comparison destroys personality, and I think you should embrace each other and you know, I think that's the way to do it, really.
Definitely. Well, there might be a time where somebody runs out of an ingredient, and it's good to know someone, or do you know what I mean? It's like it's all about, you know, helping each other out and where you can, and you know, I think that's the perfect, you know, perspective on that to have is that you'd rather get along and have a community and help each other out where you can, and then it's up to each individual business how their food stands up. Obviously, you know, that's that's not in your control. But it's great. And like I say, the community that we've got around here now. I mean, we have like a little group of us where there's restaurants, clothing brands, people that work in trade. Obviously, myself with the marketing agency. Like, we're building this little hub of businesses, and I think we're on a good projection. I think that we're gonna help. Not only maybe bring. I mean, obviously, this is another thing, mate. I mean, how many people have you got working for you now?
10.
10. So created 10 local jobs.
Yeah, that's going to increase in the next couple of weeks as well.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Like I say, mate, it's great for the community in all aspects. And people that work for you. I mean, obviously, I know I had the pleasure of having Dan, one of your staff, deliver my food, and the nicest guy who's ever delivered me food ever. I mean, he was incredible. So going back to the service, I could see what you've instilled in him to bring to the customer. So he's like, hello mate, how are you? Yeah, how's your family? And it was a bit like, wow, I'm used to someone going, look, there's your food, see you later. So it was mad having somebody there who was so, I literally didn't want the guy to go. I was like, mate, can I bring you a tea outside or something so we can have a chat? Or do you want a beer or, whatever. So, it was brilliant, mate. So I can...
That's what we want from the staff,
Yeah.
But again, people originally or initially come for me, they come for the food, but I can't be there all of the time. So my staff, from day one, I said, look, we're not just serving a good product. We especially the drivers, they can often be the first face of our business. So I do ask them to go above and beyond. But let's be real. For them doing that, it keeps us all in the job. Because people keep coming back.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. Well, Steve, mate, I just wanted to say, massive pleasure having you on tonight, mate. I wouldn't have had anyone else be my first episode for Johnston Marketing Podcast. So thank you, mate.
Yeah. That's all right. Well, I'm always going to be flying the flag for you, Tim. No worries.
Yeah, I know that, mate, and I do appreciate it. I really do, and vice versa. Not that I need to do it, though, because you'll have 1 million followers on Facebook by the end of the week. So it won't be long, mate. It won't be long.
It was an honour to be chosen to be number one, mate. I do appreciate that, and it's been good to talk. As BT used to say.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening, Steve, and I dare say it will be about a week before I'm back in for a burger.
Take care, mate. Thank you.
Nice one, mate. All the best. Cheers, buddy.
All right, peace. One love.
Bye.